In studio.
In the studio.
In the studio. Chris Jericho.
Yes!
How you doing, man?
I am actually doing really good, but I'm just going to jump right into it, okay? I have a bone to pick here with my good friend Jimmy Norton sitting beside me eating an apple with peanut butter on it like a horse.
Well, the ass part anyway.
and my question is this, Mr. Norton, if that is your real name.
Yes.
Yesterday, I get the reports and the news from my spies that Fandango is in here wearing his outfit, which is the most ridiculous thing ever.
Sans underpants, I suspect.
It reminds me of when the guys used to do Arsenio Hall in the 90s, and had to wear their wrestling gear. Vince made them wear their wrestling gear onto the talk show. So he comes in here, and it's fine, whatever. He's saying his name and all that other stuff, and then you start putting oil on him.
Yeah, you lotioned him up.
My question is this, Jim. I've known you for years. I've done this show many times. Why have you never once ever put oil on my back?
There's an excellent reason for that.
I would like to know it.
First of all, it was a big surprise that he was coming in.
Sure was.
He handed me lotion, and I said, look, this guy appears to be in good shape, but he's fighting a friend of mine. So how do I figure out if he's really in good shape? I lotion him up, and then I can tell you, I think the lower back, there's a little bit of weakness in there. That's what I was doing. Yeah, I was absolutely
reconnaissance.
Got me some strategy.
I was trying to get a little bit of information from my friend.
Imagine my dismay when I see this. Look at this, and it's like watching your girlfriend kiss another guy. It's, hey, Jimmy, my buddy Jimmy. What's he doing? Oh, no, Jim, you're not going to put oil on. No! No!
My favorite is his lame attempt to reach for his arm when he moves away.
Yeah, did you go to the beginning, Travis? I missed his arm at one point. Look, the very beginning. Watch. No, the very beginning. At the beginning.
No, the very beginning. Oh, that is the beginning, right? Yeah. Watch. He moves away.
He looked like a blind man reaching for the light switch.
Yes. Oh, how embarrassing.
So, anyways, look at Sam's just smiling away.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So that was an interesting visit there from Fandango.
Fandango. Now, of course, you're up against Fandango.
I am up against him at WrestleMania on Sunday.
I would assume he's going to ask you to say his name.
We've been doing this for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a new guy that he's never had a match yet in the WWE.
No.
So his first match is against Y2J at WrestleMania in front of 80,000 people and millions watching at home. So just a little bit of pressure on the guy. But yeah, that's how it works. You got to try and get new guys into the system after all these years. You try and see who throw everybody against the wall and see who sticks, so to speak. So this is his big shot. Let's see if he can do it. And if he does good, I mean, it's just kind of a feather in my cap because it was kind of the mission. Should I choose to accept it from Vince McMahon? I have this new kid that I want you to work with, Chris. And it's like, okay, so here we go.
You know what I find very interesting? When you were the fucking Mule Juice McQueen, you wouldn't break fucking character. And now you won't go into character with this match. Well, he's a good kid, new guy on the fucking... yeah, he does it. He's got some heat, so I'm going to put him over. And
I always do the opposit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was 13 years ago, man. Can you believe it? 13 fucking years ago.
Fuck.
You guys were over in like a broom closet over on 54th and 30th over there.
Damn.
That's my first time on the show.
Yeah.
Was when Chris was in with...
that was your first time?
With Dice.
Wow.
Came in.
Dice.
Yep, and Frantic Fran.
Oh, right. She was playing the piano or some shit?
I don't know what she was doing. There was an old guy with her, and I was there for 3 breaks, and I had a shit gig. I was canceled. I'm on radio in New York. Why would I do this $75 gig? What's wrong with me?
Exactly.
And I stayed
should have taken the gig.
I know, I really should have. Believe me, if I would have known it was going to spiral down this far. Fast forward, I'm 44.
You're 44 putting oil on a half-naked man.
Exactly. Guy who's never wrestled before, and I can't get enough. I missed your arms, hero. Like a little fruit that I am.
Oh, that's great.
But that's a lot of pressure for that guy. So I said to Chris before, that's a tremendous opening gig, man, against a guy who's completely seasoned, fucking veteran. Like,
very comfortable in the ring.
Yeah, and like we were just saying, it'd be like if you were in a band and your first gig was Madison Square Garden, sold out show, opening for Metallica or something. But but that's how it is. You train all these years to get into the system, and the guy's been in the system for years, maybe 8 years, 10 years, and then you wait for your shot. I hope I get my shot. Sometimes it's a smaller shot, sometimes it's a bigger shot, sometimes it's the first match you've ever had at WrestleMania. So
now, we heard yesterday that this was Vince's brainchild, this whole Fandango thing. was there a surprise that it picked up any heat at all?
Well, I mean,
because on the outside, the idea sounds ridiculous.
Well, it does.
In its practical application, it works.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, too, when Vince is into something, you know he's going to give it as much chances as you can.
Sure.
So he's got an elaborate stage set. He's got a lot of TV time, and not to stroke my own penis, but it's like I've done a lot of
Jim
work.
Will do it for you. Get him some lotion.
You still have some of that oil?
Yeah.
Actually, get the peanut butter, man. There we go. But it's a lot of kind of my efforts as well of knowing kind of how to do things and how to put things together to get people interested in this character. And like I said, that's kind of my job. That's what I have to do.
Right,
so.
right.
Yeah, but
you do it well.
on the surface, it does look pretty ridiculous. There's no doubt about it.
It's like it was one of those things where the more it happened, like each time, it just got funnier and funnier and more ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the crowd finally understood what they were supposed to do with it. Like, all right, we're supposed to hate this fucking guy that doesn't wrestle and because we can't say his name.
Right.
What a ludicrous fucking.
No, yeah, exactly. But that's wrestling, right?
Yeah,
It's like if you want to make it anything in show business, you got to do something that's different and against the grain. And guys if I was in the crowd, I'd be just like you guys. Like this guy's so
an asshole.
Yeah, like what an asshole. Right?
It was funny to watch him, though, as everybody said his name. When everyone tried it, like, you'd be into fun, and already shaking his head no. You lost it already.
No.
It was very funny.
Don't even try.
Well, it's great, too, because whenever you hear Fandango, I always think of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I actually did. That's what I did when they wanted me to say his name. I do like this litany of mispronunciations. Fandango, Fandingbat, Fandunghole, Fan. I see a little silhouette of a man, Scaramouche, can you do the Fandango? And he's kind of looking at me, so.
You just refused to play with it.
Yeah, exactly. And then I said, I need some new movie tickets as well, so.
That's good. Well, I mean, you're going to be in the ring with him. Do you think you guys are going to get a match off?
At this point in time, I could probably have a match with Sam. So it's just
please do. It's throw him through the window.
Yeah,
fuck. Be paralyzed. Yeah, please.
It's just a matter of just figuring out what he's best at, and what he. I mean, like I said, I've never even seen any of his matches. So
you haven't? Okay.
No, I mean, I don't even know if he has. I mean, he has some, I'm sure, but where I don't know. So it's a matter of just trying to figure it out and break the lock.
I can't imagine that at WrestleMania you'll just continue to do you don't say his name properly and he leaves. Like
there will be a match.
Imagine there will be a match. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and look at it from my end too. It's like I've main evented WrestleMania. I've had like the best matches at WrestleMania in the past, and then here I am. When I was first told what my task was going to be, it wasn't exactly the most. I wasn't exactly the most excited about it. Shall I say?
Yeah. If you're going to just be standing in the ring at WrestleMania and then have to leave.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. So I mean, we'll figure something out. It'll be fun.
Yeah, who have you main evented against?
I main evented against Triple H back at WrestleMania 18. We were on last, and then the match I had against Shawn Michaels at 19 was the best match on the show or whatever. Not to sound egotistical, but the thing about WrestleMania is it's the biggest show of the year, right? It's the Super Bowl of what we do, so everybody wants to steal the show that night.
Yeah,
and some matches are designed to do that, and other ones are not. This year, Jericho Fandango is probably not designed to steal the show. Whereas Rock and Cena or Triple H and Brock Lesnar are the ones that people are expecting. So you go out there, it's like anything. It's like being on a good team, like a good football team or a good hockey team. It's your job to do your part so the team wins.
Right.
Sometimes you're the quarterback and you're playing every
sometimes special team.
Sometimes you're the wedge buster that gets one play a game, but if you don't do good, the team loses. So I always equate it to that and try and explain that to some of the younger guys.
Triple H is wrestling or no?
Yeah, he is. He's wrestling Brock Lesnar.
What a fucking holy shit.
Yeah.
I was excited to see you. I'm excited to see CM Punk.
Punk versus Undertaker.
Yeah, because I know you guys and I like you guys. But I mean, The Rock, I'm sure will be fun to watch because he's a legend.
Yeah.
But I don't care as much about that match as I do yours and CM Punk. I mean,
because you know us. That's always better when you know somebody.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like once you get to meet somebody and know them, you automatically get into it.
Yeah.
Now of course, the Punk match. I mean, taking a little bit of real life tragedy and mixing it in with.
I mean, thankfully, Paul Bearer had the decency to pass away, a couple weeks before WrestleMania.
What a guy!
Had he not, who knows what they would have done?
Right, what storyline they would have gone with? But the dumping his ashes out of the urn onto Undertaker was very, very
with fake Paul Bearer in the background.
Yes. Right. He looked like Tony Orlando. Tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. Yeah, if you saw Raw last week and saw Paul Heyman dressed as Paul Bearer, he definitely had a Tony Orlando and Don type of vibe to him.
Yeah, the mustache was a little different.
The big mustache, yeah. But yeah, so I mean, it's going to be a good show as always, as it always is. But it's fun to come to New York. I went to the Ranger game last night, which is the first time I've been to a Ranger game since 1974.
Wow.
When I watched my dad play, and just to be there, it was really cool. Like the only times I've ever been on the other side of the coin at the Garden was last night, and then I saw Metallica there in 2010, I think it was. But other than that, like it's cool to actually be there in the audience
watching something huge.
Yeah, and then just the buzz about WrestleMania, and I mean, you go down, driving down Times Square, there's banners and the big Trons. I mean, it's definitely this is like the WWE's backyard. New York area. So to have WrestleMania here is just so much more amplified and so much more,
where is WrestleMania?
Huge. It's at MetLife.
Giant Stadium.
Oh, it is. I thought. Oh, okay. And then he's saying the Garden. I'm like, wait, is it there? I thought it was at MetLife.
Yeah, the Garden is on Saturday is where they're going to have the Hall of Fame.
Thing,
which is huge too. It's Bruno Sammartino, McFoley, Bob Backlund. So some legendary guys.
Yeah, it's Jim's favorite.
Oh yeah,
Bob Backlund. Yeah, I can't stop talking about Bob Backlund
and his knee walk.
And his knee walk and his polite. I just want to wrestle Vince. And he's just
I was
a nice
in Japan with him in '94. He came in a couple tours, and if somebody wants his autograph, he demands that you name the presidents in chronological order. If you can do that, he will give you his autograph. That was the phase he was going through back then. And my friend, his name was also Anthony, wanted me to get him to sign his Pro Wrestling Illustrated. I was on tour with the guy. I had to fucking go to the library and look up the presidents and go say, he's like, well, if you want me to sign your autograph, you have to name the presidents in chronological order. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yes, I am.
What a dick.
Yeah, totally. Wearing a three-piece suit in like 100-degree weather at all times.
Sure.
Came on the bus one day with his tie a little bit loose and went to the boss, Tenru, who's the Japanese guy, and said, I'm sorry, Mr. Tenru, my tie is loosened. I apologize for this. And it's like we're wearing shorts and muscle shirts. It's like, are you fucking
apologize.
kidding me?
That's really him,
great.
huh?
Yeah, very, very quirky man, shall we say.
How long was he champion for?
Like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it was a while, right?
Yeah. Bruno was champion for like 19 years or something like that. That's how it was back in those days, you know?
Yeah.
I remember when Andre finally lost. That was such a giant thing. Who did he fucking lose to? It was Hulk Hogan?
He lost to Ted DiBiase with the double referee twin switch, which was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
E-Rock's a big fan of Ted DiBiase. Has a belt that's autographed. The $1 million belt.
There you go.
Is autographed. But you know what happened? It's tragic. He got it signed by Ted DiBiase. And that's all E-Rock wanted.
Right.
A $1 million belt signed by Ted DiBiase. A hand emerges out of nowhere of brown color. Virgil grabs it, grabs the Sharpie, and signs it also, thus ruining the belt for E-Rock, who only wants it. And there's the picture. Look how dejected E-Rock looks. And Virgil's grabbing the belt.
Well, there's a great story, too. Like, if you go to, like, a Walmart, like, anywhere, you'll see Virgil with a picnic table set up in front of the Walmart with a big sign on the back that says, $1 million man, Ted DiBiase. Plus Virgil. But there is no $1 million man. It's just Virgil.
It's just Virgil.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, our own Sam Roberts has made lonelyvirgil.net.
Wow.
And this is pictures of Virgil hawking his wares at every location possible.
Is that a Subway?
Yes.
That's here. That's in Grand Central.
He was in Grand Central Station.
This is what happens when you don't save your money.
You think that's it?
Yeah, you don't have
investments.
Yeah, no investments.
Was he ever really popular?
Not really. I mean, he was kind of an '88, popular to an extent. He was like, it was kind of I'd say kind of a little bit of some racial overtones. This really rich white guy had the black guy doing all of his dirty work.
Right.
Yeah, kind of kind of a sad state of affairs. That's why you always want to try and do other projects and kind of branch out while you can, which is exactly what I do as much as I possibly can, because I never want to end up at the Walmart looking like this with these signs.
And by the way, an empty table in every picture.
In every picture.
Yeah.
There's a person. There's one person.
No, that's somebody in front of Virgil.
Yeah, you got to look at that. Virgil's in the background, just trying to squeeze his way into that one.
Poor man.
I wonder if he got up after that picture was taken and tried to get money from her because he was in the picture.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, good point. Exactly. Listen, technically, the rules say
that's a picture
I am
of him.
in the shot. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a sad state of affairs because that's Savio Vega that's getting somebody with a picture.
Yeah.
And Virgil's
lonely.
Lonely Virgil.
LonelyVirgil.net.
Yeah.
How's Brock doing? That he's back in.
Oh, thank you.
Back in the mix.
Little grub for you.
Here. He's doing good, I guess. He's kind of a loner type of a guy, but he does big business when he comes back, so it's good to have him. You know what I mean? It's good to have him there for sure.
I haven't heard much. I think this is the first time hearing that he's wrestling. I've only heard about you and obviously the
he'll wrestle. I think like maybe 20 or 30 dates a year or appearances a year. So it's a pretty good deal.
Is it crazy when The Rock shows up now? Because he's a movie star now. I mean, there's no real denying it.
I mean, it's always good to have a guy, when he comes back. I mean, like you said, he's one of the biggest stars that there is, and he kind of stayed away from wrestling for a long time, and now when he comes back, it's a big deal. But that's kind of the way that the business has progressed. Like for myself, I come and go pretty much in between Fozzy tours.
Right.
In between filming, with Robot Combat League.
Combat League. That's the one. I was calling it Robot Wars.
A lot of people call it Robot Wars.
Why do they call it that?
I don't know. Robot Wars just kind of rolls off the tongue, but it's Robot Combat League, which has been going great. I mean, we filmed that back in October, and sometimes things come across your desk that are good, some come across your desk that are bad, and some come across the desk like there's this giant robot fighting show that wants you to host it. And you're like, what? Like, huh? What is this all about? So I was thinking, like, what kind of robots could they be? Like, is this Rock'em Sock'em? Is this like going to be like claymation or something? So I go there, and the first day they go into this arena where the robots fight, and I'm standing there, and the robot comes walking out, and if it hadn't have stopped in front of me, I would have turned and ran away.
Yeah.
Because it's 8 feet tall, it moves fast, it moves quick, it looked like a Terminator.
They look badass.
It's crazy, and the amount of technology that these actually exist blew my mind. And then I was like, well, what kind of fights will they be? Like, are they just kind of like ting, ting, ting?
Yeah.
But these things are beating the shit out of each other. I mean, there's like fire and smoke and sparks and hydraulic fluid shooting all over the place. There's eviscerations, amputations, decapitations, every type of Asians you could have with these robots fighting. It's like the opening scene from Saving Private Ryan, but with humans with robots instead of humans. So it was really like we've never seen anything like this before, and to be a part of it just blew my mind how cool it was.
I didn't know what to make of it at first. I'm like, is this real?
Right, exactly.
Like, wait a minute. Is this real?
It's like the movie Real Steel, if you've ever seen it, but without Hollywood magic. I mean, these robots are actually fighting each other, and you could sell tickets to these fights. I mean, it's all real. Like the fights are actually happening as they happen. There's no speeding up or slowing down or anything like that. It just takes a while in between rounds to repair the robots.
I would assume, yeah.
It's like a 2-person team. There's like a jock that kind of does the fight, and they put an exoskeleton on. When they punch, the robot punches. When they duck, the robot ducks. Then there's the tech that controls the robot's movements and then has to fix the robots and repair them in between rounds. Some people would call them nerds. I just call them really fucking smart people. So it was, like I said, it was super like uncharted waters. Because we'd never seen this before. We didn't know what to expect. Didn't know how the robots were going to react. It was like the longest shoot ever. It was like so long.
That's what I was watching thinking this had to take forever to tape one show.
It took like almost a month to get the 9 shows down because when the robots got smashed, it was like putting 2 Lamborghinis in a demolition derby.
Yeah, you can't just put them back in there.
Yeah,
and when they break, it's not just some duct tape.
Let me see, Travis.
Yeah, it's like you have to. Wow. yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's like watching, Terminators. And actually, they have 2,000 pounds per square inch punching power. So if that hits you in the head, it would kill you. So we've now created robots that can kill human beings.
Nice.
And in 15 years, when they take over the planet, you're going to see, you saw it here
like
on
that
Sci-Fi
fucking
First.
Jericho.
Wait
exactly.
until they
God
look
damn.
just like people. Like, wait until they get that technology down.
Well,
Eventually
yeah.
you'll have robots' rights and all that stuff. I'm telling you, that will happen. People are going to mistreat their robots, and people are going to be upset about it.
It's funny. The first day, like George Lucas's daughter is an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
And she was one of the contestants on this show.
Is she really?
And yeah, and the first day I show up on set, George Lucas is there. So you walk in, it's like, okay, this is the director. It's like, okay, fine, great to meet you guys. But is that George Lucas over there?
The fuck?
It's like, yeah. So I go to talk to George, and I just was asking him, how is this for you to see like all of these ideas that you had like when you were a kid, and now it's basically coming true? And he said, if you look at all of the sci-fi movies from the 50s and 60s, all of that technology is coming true. Like, communicators talking from the planet to the sky. Well, there's your cell phone. Looking at a monitor and seeing somebody and talk. There's Skype. Robots that can think. I'll ask Suri right now where the nearest Burger King is, and she'll tell me. And now robots that fight each other and can kill you. Combine all this technology, and pretty soon Skynet will exist.
Skynet.
I mean, it's coming true, right?
Yeah. It really is a little frightening.
Do you remember how crazy it was to think of a Skype conversation, like a phone that you could see each other? Like that was 10 years ago.
Exactly.
What?
And so 10 years from now, these robots are going to look like our old cell phones from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But right now, I mean, like I said, these could actually kill you. And I think all of us have a little bit of a curiosity or a fascination about robots as a whole. So yeah, this show, it premiered, it was like the #1 highest rated debut show in sci-fi history. Beat out Sharktopus and Piranhaconda, I guess. Sharktopus, Piranhaconda. But so it's been going really good. The season finale is not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday, and we're down to like the final 3 robots. And as you can see, all of them have their own gimmick. So it's Crash, which is this steampunk, and then Scorpio, which has these blades on its hands that actually cut robots in two. Cutting the middle part, which is causing all of this damage, which the robots just collapse into 2 pieces. So
I saw when they were assigning robots to the people. I'm kind of thinking like, oh, that guy's got to be bummed.
Right.
And then there's another one. It's just giant fucking hammer fist. Yeah. And like, nah, he's gonna get his ass handed to him.
They all have their pros and cons, and then it was really cool last week that you could choose a weapon. So they had all these different weapons like maces and like spinning saws, and you could put that onto your hand.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's just a really cool idea that I did not expect to be this cool, and now that I did it, it was just amazing to be a part of it and be involved in it. So to do a show like this was cool because it's not too far away from what we do in the WWE. It's show business, right?
Yep.
Just selling it to the crowd and making sure that people have a good time.
Man, yeah. Once these things become like you need robot rights, I'm sure they're going to say it's a mechanical life form. No, they'll say mechanical life form, and it'll be the R word. Robot will turn into the R word.
You're right. Eventually
Don't say
it will
robot.
Yeah.
Look at that fucking robot can't drive.
Yeah. You're acting like a robot. Come on.
You're acting like a robo.
Yeah.
Look at the robos. You can't say that word.
Yeah, robo.
Robots can call each other robos.
Right.
But you can't call a robot a robo.
Right, exactly.
You can't do it. Robosexual.
How psyched you?
And then some chicks will want to bang the robots.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
She's a robot. A robo lover.
A robot lover. Yeah, a robo lover.
A robo ho.
Oh, look at the fluid pumping out of that poor guy.
Wow. What movie are you watching? Jesus, is that Norton putting oil on Fandango? Look at the fluid pumping out of that poor guy.
Shit.
How happy are you for the fucking Sabbath? I can't fucking wait.
Amazing. So excited about it, and to see the videos that they're showing, and I love the fact they have Brad Wilk on drums. I think that's. I mean, obviously we want Bill Ward.
Yeah.
But I love the fact they got rid of Ozzy's guy because
I like Tommy live, but I didn't hear him in the studio.
I like him, but it's Sabbath, man. They need. And Brad Wilk is such a machine, and he's one of Ruben's guys.
Right.
Ruben has his little stable. Like Chad Smith plays drums on most of Ruben's stuff, like all the Dixie Chicks and Kid Rock and all that sort of thing. It's always Chad Smith that plays drums
from the Peppers.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this time he originally wanted to get Ginger Baker.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and Tony was like, fuck off. There's no way we're getting Ginger Baker. And he's like, okay, what about Brad Wilk? So, I'm super excited, man.
Yeah.
Especially after those 2 songs that they put out in '98, which were not good.
I like them, but maybe I'm just very biased. I enjoy them.
Probably, yeah. It's like I like Saint Anger too because I'm so biased for Metallica, right? But I'm just super stoked about it, and like Ozzy, I just want to hear him singing those high ass ranges that he just hitting those notes that he barely ever hits anymore. Hopefully I got him stoked, you know?
Well, why don't we, can we take a break so Chris could eat? I mean, Jesus.
Oh, man, yeah,
I'm
fine.
In front of him. No, we'll take a break and...
just do a single.
Yeah, just do a single, and then we'll be right back.
Amy will be here.
Yeah, Amy will be here, too.
With Chris.
Yeah,
excellent.
Cool. All right,
perfect. We'll be right back after this.
Yeah. Chris Jericho, and I'm joined now by the lovely Amy Schumer.
Surprise!
Amy!
You're talking to the microphone. It's been a while.
What a nice surprise.
I know.
Thank you for letting me join you today, you guys.
Please. We need a little beauty in this place.
Just say it, pussy.
Gussy it up. I mean, of course, Chris is a lovely gentleman over here.
He is.
Very handsome man.
I think that Chris is better pussy than me.
More than you know.
It really hurts.
I was saying, Amy looks more famous now.
You have it looks like I'm on drugs.
Different aura.
I look like I go speak at schools about the dangers of meth.
No, it's because your jacket is zippered up and you look tight, like your hair is pulled back.
Yes.
That's not true. Now I know you're lying. Oh, yeah. I did my best. I slapped it all together today for you guys to come in here.
It's
mission accomplished.
You look good.
I was
You guys look like you.
Oh yeah. You guys look like you got up early.
You guys are here.
Ran out of the house without doing anything. Yeah, you guys look.
You look like you got a prostitute of questionable gender last night.
Norton always with the tranny jokes.
Yes.
Slash
confessions.
Slash complete reality.
I saw I saw Amy in such a different light when I was doing a thing for your TV show.
Yeah.
For the show Inside Amy Schumer. It's going to be on Comedy Central. When is it premiere?
So funny on it. April 30th.
April 30th.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to that. But what I saw was I've known you casually coming in here. I've seen you on stage. Very funny for years and stuff. And then I see this professional woman taking charge of her show. I was like, ew.
Did it make you sick? How did you feel?
I instantly became intimidated by you.
That's awesome.
And going oh my God, she's fucking she can definitely handle a situation.
Yeah? Did it kind of gross you out in me as a woman? Were you just like...
I never thought of you as a woman. But no, it was... no, there was something very sexy about it.
Ooh.
I'll give you that.
Nice.
But it was definitely a little intimidating. I was like, ooh, this is Amy. Ooh, look, she's responsible.
Yeah.
She's all grown up.
Yeah, I just wanted you to be running around and have people go, Amy, come on now.
Jokes,
Get back here, and you're supposed to be here.
Right. Irresponsible
she's
Amy.
Where's Amy? Amy's in the dressing room coloring. I couldn't...
outside the lines.
Yes.
Retard Amy.
But
it
she's
makes you feel
going
any
around.
better. A lot of times I drink at work. I drank on set a lot. I'd
Oh,
be like,
that's
what time
cool.
can we start drinking today?
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, well...
Damn it. I could
It's 5 o'clock
used a belt
somewhere.
or two.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a set somewhere where it's 5 o'clock.
Isn't it dark?
But Amy was going in around where everybody was in hair and makeup, and Amy would come in and go, yeah, I like that. No, take that off, put that on. I'm like, fuck, she's running this show.
Yeah.
To the detail.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's the boss.
Cool, definitely.
I'm the boss, applesauce.
Definitely.
I love the scene that we shot. You played
That
just
was
the
so much
worst,
fun.
cheesiest game show host of all time.
Yeah, it was definitely ridiculous
Yeah.
and embarrassing.
Let me ask you this. Who is the worst, cheesiest game show host of all time?
Ooh.
Wink Martindale?
Wink Martindale's got...
Just the fact his name is Wink.
Name alone.
Wait, did he kill himself?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
That was Ray Combs from
Ray
Family
Combs
Feud.
did,
What
right.
about the guy before Ray Combs?
Richard
that kissed
Dawson.
everybody?
Richard Dawson.
Oh, he was pretty bad.
Died
Yeah, we
naturally.
just kissed.
Oh, naturally.
Kissed everybody.
Yeah.
He just
Hello,
went in
love.
for the kiss. It was
Everybody.
bad.
You just
Which
knew
was
you
awesome.
had to kiss
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, like
Come
here it
here,
comes.
love.
Here it
Give us
comes.
a kiss.
But I think just the fact the guy walked through life with the name Wink, like what an asshole.
Wink
Yeah.
Martindale.
What a fucking asshole.
Hey.
The nerve.
And you know it came from him just going, I got you.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, fucking...
His real name was like Eugene Martindale or
He
stuff.
thinks it was endearing, but fucking the people that made up the name were like, yeah, the fucking asshole
This
winks
piece
at
of
everybody.
shit.
Yeah, hey, wink.
Wink
Nobody likes a
Martindale.
winker. You're never on
No.
the receiving end of a wink, and you're happy about it.
No,
Oh,
you-
Jimmy, stop.
You never want a
creepy.
stinky wink. It doesn't work to get a stinky
What's
wink.
a stinky wink?
I don't know. I got that from a Stephen King book. He was talking about like this murdering clown who dropped the picture, the fucking photo on the wall, dropped a stinky wink. And I'm ooh, that's a good one.
Was that it?
Yeah, good fucking call.
We got the same
We got it at the same time. Boom.
How great was that?
That movie
Great
fucked
movie.
me
Oh,
up.
I hated the movie.
That was pretty creepy.
There's rarely been good Stephen King movies.
No.
They're good when he has nothing to do with them. It's odd, except for writing the book.
Yeah.
And then when they give it off to someone else, a good screenwriter and director, then it's
works.
good. When it's like, Maximum Overdrive and Steven decides he wants to direct.
Good soundtrack, though.
Those are hard.
AC/DC.
AC/DC.
AC/DC did the whole thing.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I remember in it, the clown is holding a fucking balloon in one hand, and a severed child's leg in the other, and he's doing a shuck and jive, and he says, "I've come to rob all the women, rape all the men, and learn to do the peppermint twist." And I'm like, what a great, that's my favorite.
What a great line.
Yeah, the peppermint twist with a fucking, and the wind was blowing, but there was no wind, and it's just, Stephen King's a fucking genius.
We had a show in Bangor, Maine last year, and I Googled his address and went to his house and
hit him with your van?
sat outside of his house, and I was gonna go.
Peppermint twist.
Very creepy. And I was gonna go knock on his door, but then I found out that he lives in Sarasota most of the year.
Oh.
But I was just gonna go walk up to his door and knock, and like, what the hell? What's like the worst
I think
thing?
you'd
He
be
has
like,
a Rottweiler that
"Hey,
comes and
it's
attacks
Chris
me."
Jericho.
That's what I was hoping. Like on the outside chance that maybe. He watches wrestling or
Wrestling
VH1
fan.
or Robot Combat League or something.
But
he wasn't home, that bastard. So I just went and broke in his house.
That is it. Hung out
Hid under his bed for
took
a few
shit in
hours.
his toilet
and left it. I didn't even flush.
Yes. You and
Fuck
Rita
you,
made
King.
a drink downstairs.
Yeah.
He's wrecking everything. He's breaking everything. How big is his house?
It's not like it's not like a mansion. It goes back, but it's like in a suburban area, like house, giant haunted house with a big gate with a bat on it. House.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So yeah, it's big and it's dark and it looks like something he would live in.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of spoiled by the fact that there's all these other nice little houses surrounding it. Like you want it to be like in an open area with like an acre of haunted graveyard around it or something.
You do
but
not want to be
wasn't like
Stephen
that.
King's neighbor.
You don't.
It's like just maybe the Burbs.
He could
I don't
have
know.
good Halloween parties though, maybe.
I bet he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
He's probably
It's
like
near
the
him.
most sticking up the ass guy. Doesn't do anything.
Hates everybody. Hates his
Trick
damn
or treat.
kids.
Get out of here with his
Damn
dumb
kids.
fucking list.
He looks like he fucks kids. Like he just has that face and those glasses. Like when you see a picture of child molester, it's never a guy you're like, that guy?
Yeah,
it's
it's
never
on
like
my
a
license.
hot, athletic.
Used to with his damn list.
yeah.
Buck teeth. 7 feet tall.
It is creepy because I've had people that talk about coming by my house, driving by my house, and there was somebody tweeted. Yeah, I've had somebody trying to find my house and tweet about it and tweeted like his location and where he was, and he was real fucking close. The next day, I'm driving to work and I hear about a SWAT team got this guy, and it was a standoff, and it was the guy at his house.
No way.
At his fucking house, having a standoff with SWAT. And it was an airsoft gun he had, but
still,
it was
it's a gun.
He was doing that, so
and he had your address in his pocket.
Yeah.
That's really
And
horrifying.
then so like 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago, some guy posts on Twitter, just driving around looking for Anthony's house, so I want to stop in for a beer. So I put up my computer, I put up a map of Long Island, where I live, but like a full map of Long Island, so it wasn't detailed. Yeah. And I pointed at the area on the map where I live. I go, I'm in this general area. I was pointing with my Glock. I was like, here, that's right there.
You found it.
And I took
Ding,
a
ding,
picture and
ding.
posted it. So
that's great.
That's the welcome you're going to fucking get.
Exactly. Come on over. I'll give you a beer and a couple caps up your ass.
He wanted to just hang out. Like the guy who got in a standoff, that's the people that want to spend time with you.
There was another guy a few years ago that, I'm hanging out with my friends, and I got a knock on the door, and it's some guy who goes, Anthony. I'm like, yeah, I'm just a fan of the show. I kind of figured out where you live, and I just want to, can I just have a beer? And I was like, all right, come around back. And Danny was there, I guess, and shit. We were just hanging out. And I figured it would be better for me to sit down and talk to this guy, find out his name, what he does, where he lives, than to send him away. Now he knows where I live, and he's pissed.
Right.
So it turned out he was just some fucking goofy fan with a family in Kings Park and shit like that. So, but I was like, dude, you can't do this.
There's a great video online of a fan that goes up to Angus Young's door.
Oh, shit.
In like Glasgow or wherever Angus lives. You can look it up. And
Glasgow.
He knocks on the door, and Angus opens the door. He's got like a cup of coffee and like pajamas on, and he talks to him for like 15 minutes. You know how Angus is. You don't like this, and he's just care all over the place. Just obviously woke up and probably doing the same thing that you did. Just like, who the fuck is this guy?
Who the fuck are you, man?
And who's this guy with a camera? I better talk to him before he blows my house up.
Wait,
That's
now
what
it
it
sounded
is.
like Chris Hansen came by. Like,
Yeah,
what? This is a little different than...
I see you brought some Zima and condoms. Yeah, fucking Zima, the cure-all for underage sex.
Was for me.
Yeah. It really is a strange thing, though. I mean, I don't know why people feel compelled to
really
show up.
Because you put it out there. Anthony brings it on himself because you put it out like these open parties and like you let the fans in.
I
Like,
have had a few.
yeah, you've made it an open house.
But they're invited. Like I become friends with some fans of the show, and they come to parties at my house. I guess other people assume that, you know,
come one, come all.
It's just if you show up, that's kind of, you know,
they
what
assume
happens.
correctly, as your story just told.
Yeah, he's like, so I let him in. He spent the night.
Was that on the
hung
radio?
out,
Don't go to Anthony's house. Don't.
Hung out.
Also, in places outside New York, I feel like it's more typical, like, to just, if you're having a party, like, people can kind of just come in and out.
Yeah,
you know?
I've had
here,
neighbors show up at parties at
and
my
you're
house.
Like, this is
Yeah.
not,
Just like, hi.
we're not in Sarasota. Yeah.
Hi, I live. Yeah, I'm in the back over here. It's like, oh yeah, have a beer.
Yeah, go back to where you live.
Yeah, have a beer and leave.
Yeah.
Had the cops call. The cops were called once by this fucking bitch that lives kind of diagonally from me, and I kind of do play the music a little loud, and I have
I'm
parties.
embarrassed to be at your house at 2 in the morning. It's a fucking Monday. How loud do you think this is acceptable?
You know, sometimes
You crank it up.
I've been in a lot of bands in my life. A little tinnitus, maybe.
Sure.
I
You're a
crank-
rocker, man.
I crank that shit up. The
I know
jacuzzi bubbles are going loud. It's hard to hear everything. So yeah, it gets up a little loud. And I was on vacation, and there were a couple of girls, like Raylin from Canada was over and shit, and she's topless in the fucking tub, and it was great. We were
Raylin from Canada.
People are
You know
smoking
Raylin.
pot and shit.
Canada.
She's tits.
It was fucking fantastic. And the cops show up at the back gate, and they walk in, and they're like, Anthony, it's Wednesday. What are you doing? I'm like, you guys are fun. And fucking joints are being thrown and shit.
Like, Raylin, put your top on.
But the cops, no, you leave the girls topless.
Take
The
it
cops
off,
like
right.
that.
That's smart.
And they told me, they pointed to who was complaining, and they go, you know, we wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt, but we were driving on the next block, and we heard the music, so you got to turn that shit down. I'm like,
what music?
it's cool. You want to hang out? You want a beer? No, we'll be
No.
leaving now. Yeah.
But then you went and shit bombed the neighbors that told on you.
Exactly. Fucking rat.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell those
Rats.
neighbors. Yeah, I like when cops have clear boundaries. Like, you know, sometimes they're two, just like one of the guys. And you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
wait, aren't you supposed to be like protecting our lives? Even at the airport, like a couple TSA people last week were like, can we have a picture? And I was like, are you allowed? Like, aren't you supposed to be making sure nobody's bringing guns on the plane?
Yeah, aren't you busy? You're at work.
It's great too when you get pulled over. Like, you know, we do a lot of driving in between shows.
Yeah.
And if you're speeding or whatever, and you get pulled over by the cops, and every time I always try and do the same thing. Like, where you heading to, sir? Oh, we just had a show in Dayton.
Oh, yeah,
heading to another show.
Yeah.
In Cincinnati, got another show. Oh, what kind of a show do you have? And it's like, well, it's WWE, you know, wrestling. And either the guys will go, oh, really? Oh, what's your name? And Chris Jericho, hey! Or they'll be like, okay, well, you know, good for you. Glad you had a show.
Yeah,
Let me see
yeah.
your driver's license and registration.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you got to try, right? You at least got to try.
You
Yeah.
do try. I slip
is
in
such a gamble.
a
Yeah.
PBA card. I got a PBA card, which is Policemen's Benevolent
Yeah.
Association, and it's by Keith the cop. And I usually hand it, and they always ask, like, who gave you this? Because they don't want you just handing them some random
Maybe some
card.
asshole
And I go,
will.
I go, Keith, he was the lieutenant with the NYPD. He's, you know, he's my security.
Yeah.
Guy. And then they're like, security, what are you doing? I'm on the air, radio show. Yeah, you always say show.
Show.
Makes
Yeah.
you sound so important.
Yeah. I actually have a mic in my hand when they answer. I'm like, so, what are you looking for?
And a mic
One of
flag
those
on
old
it.
Gene Rayburn super skinny mics.
Oh my God, that's so creepy.
Shit. That is, though, you gotta kind of, I know, though, a lot of times if I, you know, whoop, whoop, and I'll be like, all right, I'll pull over, and you see that door open, you're like, come on.
yeah.
And I see some fat, like, black woman get out, I'm like, I'm fucked.
You're fucked. Just
That
like
she is
put
so
the
out of the
cuffs on.
demo.
Yeah, absolutely. Try to drop Kevin Hart's name.
Kevin Hart. Yeah, like, out of the demo. I see some fucking guy that, you know, he didn't join the force to change things.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's good.
It was sort of all that was left for him.
Trying to get his quota of parking tickets for that month.
Running out the door, tucking in his uniform, kind of a guy.
Coffee spilt on his tie. Oh, yeah, jeez.
I'm in.
Come on.
This is one of mine. You got to try.
Well, yeah, but see, the thing is, when you're a girl, you can just try and squish your boobs together a bit. Does that work?
True.
I don't think my tits have ever worked for me. It's just
in any case.
Maybe it's commenting on the quality. Yeah.
Oh.
No, I wish. I would totally do
Have
that.
you gotten out of things by being cutesy or something? Smile a little.
But just like
the
this is the
stinky
thing, it's
winker.
Such a gamble. Who's getting out of the car?
It's such a gamble, and if you like kind of name drop yourself, or you try to use your feminine wares, they like if you get nagged, it's so much more humiliating.
Right.
You
You'd
are
rather
really
just
a
get the
prostitute.
ticket.
Yeah.
Totally. Just give it to me. Oh my God. The worst I ever did was because my dad's cousin is the senator of New York.
Yeah.
But really, I'm like no relation to him. But a couple times I've been like, look, I am closely related to the senator.
Yeah.
And people are just like, get the fuck out of
You
here.
don't care.
It's a whole new kind of humiliation.
I was talking with Slash about this, and both of us we both said to each other, we've never said the dreaded, do you know who I am? Because I would never use that because I'd be so petrified that, no, who are you? And then you're done.
Yeah.
And so like he's never said that either. And it's like, you can't ever.
Who doesn't know who he is?
I know, but if you ever say that, that
That's
pushes
true.
you are now the ultimate asshole.
But no, I've said that the other way.
Yeah.
Like, if a girl's willing to fuck me, I'm like, do you know who I am?
What's wrong with
Don't you realize what you're getting into right
what
now?
an error you just made.
Slash could just fucking like roll the window down and just start playing that riff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just play a fucking riff.
Gets him out of any jail
it's
or
like,
any
all right,
ticket.
I know who you are.
Yeah,
I don't
I
even
wrote-
have to look.
I wrote this.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You may be familiar with this little ditty.
How about
That would
this
be the
one?
worst.
Do you know that song? That's mine.
I
Do you know how
wrote that.
fast you were going? No, I was listening to me on the radio.
On multiple stations.
When I'm pretty law-abiding now compared to the old days. I used to literally drink and drive. Like I had a beer
Like while you were driving.
while I was driving. I had a work van. I worked for the wonderful Apollo Air Conditioning.
Van.
Wow.
And it was a work van, and it said Apollo Air Conditioning on the side. And there was a sign on the back that said, this driver is driving unsafely, call this number, and had the number. And then it had big 4-digit and 1-letter number that you were supposed to report. And I changed it with electrical tape. Because it was black, and it was like, so, you turn the fucking 3 into an 8 and shit like that.
Some
So
innocent
they wouldn't know.
driver's like career got totally fucked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I just drove like an asshole. And
Probably a
I would have
family
a
man.
beer, like, because it was a work van. There's so much shit, like tools and equipment and stuff, that you could always just take the beer and pop it in a piece of ductwork or something, so the cop, if he came to the window, wouldn't see it. But like, what am I just going to be like, hi, with beer, bro? But constantly had a beer right there between my legs, just fucking drive. Look, you do the old look around first. Yeah, left, right. Yeah. Drinking.
Oh my God.
And it was no problem.
I mean, did it give you some adrenaline
I was probably pre-gaming for where I was going.
No, it kept him from shaking apart. That was called maintenance.
Like, I think the van's wheel is shimmying. Oh, wait, no, that's my arm on the
my
steering wheel.
nervous system letting go?
Yeah, I would really, and never even think twice about it. I've been so fucking lucky with that, because I mean,
Well, when I got
DUI would have been devastating.
I got a DUI in Los Angeles, and you remember Hill Street Blues?
Yeah.
I spent the night in Hill Street. It's like a real,
Oh, really?
it's the worst cop station you could ever go to. And when I got put into the holding cell, it was me and like 6 or 7 vatos. I'm talking
shit,
white beaters.
right.
I'm talking the nylon
hairnet, yeah.
the teardrop under their eye, and I was like, "Hey man, are you Chris Jericho?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
do you want me to be?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like,
Yeah.
if he's like, "Hey, let's see if you can really fight. Can you really
Yeah,
fight
yeah.
Chris Jericho?" And I was like, "Okay, this is bad. Like, I can maybe take one of these guys, maybe 2 if
Yeah.
I go crazy, but I'm gonna get killed." And so then, like, the holding cell was open, so I kind of walk out of the holding cell, like, "Sir, get back into the holding cell." I'm like, I can't go back in there, so I go to the
Did he
front.
say that to you? Can you really
He
fight?
did.
Why'd that guy
Yes.
talk like that?
So then they tell me, you got to get back in the cell. I'm like, listen, I kind of have some notoriety, and these guys know who I am, and I'm scared. It's like, well, who do you think? Who are you? I'm Chris Jericho, wrestler. I go back in the cell. When I went back in the cell, then they call me, Chris Jericho, come out of the cell. They had looked me up online and matched my picture to me. So they took me out of the holding cell and put me in my own little cell, which is about the size of like a toilet. And I just had to sit in there for like 12 hours. But it was the worst. I mean, it's a whole long, big story, but it was the worst thing ever. And when the cop told me, when you get finally like busted for DUI, most people drive drunk 80 times before they actually get popped. Wow. So you might not even think you're drunk. You might have had a beer.
Right.
That could be over the limit. 80 times before you get busted. So
wow. So
you could have another 30 or 40.
Drive drunk, people.
If
you're new at it, keep it up. You got plenty of time.
It was 2006, 2007.
So were they really menacing you, or just kind of being silly when they said that? Like, but they really meant it?
It was like 3 a.m. Downtown LA, man.
Drunk,
I don't know if they meant it or not, or they were just messing around, or they were just screwing around. But the point was, it was not a good scene.
The point was they weren't white. We were white.
Yeah, there you go. That's the point.
That can work for you or against you, like being famous for being an athlete.
Yeah.
Like they can either go, oh fuck man, this guy's great, or let's see if he can.
Right.
Really...
It could have been one of those ones where, you know, an hour later I'm sitting in the middle and they're all gathered around me and I'm telling stories and they're laughing, or I'm in the middle and they're all gangbanging me. One of the two. I'm not sure.
I was watching a clip last night on those amazing police fucking videos, and it was inside a holding cell, and this guy's on the phone, and he's trying to tell one of his buddies where he is. And another guy's just laying on the floor on his coat or something. And the guy on the phone goes, yeah, I'm at the county jail. And then the guy on the floor just goes, no, bro, this is the city jail. The guy on the phone just puts the phone down and goes, what, motherfucker? And starts beating the shit out of the guy. Just beating the shit out of him for nothing. It's like, why? First of all, why would you open your mouth? Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, they put me in this little cell, and there was like there's a window that you can see through, and there's people like in orange jumpsuits cleaning the floor. I'm like, what if this is me? Like, what if I never get out of here?
Jesus.
And I'm looking across the way, and there's another door with a window, and there's a guy in the window, and he's staring at me. And I look over a couple times, and the one time I look over, he mouths to me, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Whoa. Really?
And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm standing there like really freaking out. And then they announced my name. Would Chris Irvin please make himself known? So how do you do that? It's a cell.
Yeah.
And the window is like, 6 inches. So I'm banging on the window like every other guy in the place. Yeah. Cop opens the door and he's like, what? I'm like, they just told me to let you know that I'm here. And he's like, good for you. You're here. Close the door.
Yeah.
Like, this ass. And then I look up again and the guy mouths, I'm going to fucking kill you at me again. I'm like, no, I'm going to fucking kill you first.
Oh my God.
And then he disappeared. So it was like, you just get so like crazy.
You should have turned it on. Well, let me tell you something.
That's what I said.
I'm coming for you.
That's what I said. He goes, when he mouthed it the second time, that's when I said to him, no, I'm going to fucking kill you first. Because I'm getting fucking freaked out, right? Worst thing ever. I don't know if you guys have been to jail. I don't know how anybody could be in jail for any time. Like 14 hours.
27 spent 27
in
hours.
The Tombs here in New York.
DUI or what?
No, it was an Opie and Anthony show. Success.
What?
There was a bunch, in a very brief nutshell, like 2000, there was a bunch of naked girls on a bus. And they were not part of the show. They just stopped in to promote this thing called the Voyeur Bus. And Lewis Black and I, this is before I was a Daily Regular, were in. And they said, why don't you guys go on the bus with some of the Opie and Anthony producers and stuff.
Drive around Manhattan.
And call in and give updates.
By the way, the bus had glass sides on it. So there's naked women.
So you could see in it.
Yeah. Just driving around Manhattan looking,
not a wizard, but I believe you could see through glass, you guys.
Yeah.
So we get stopped on 6th Avenue. CNN jumped on the bus, and apparently Giuliani was annoyed. We got too close to Clinton's parade route like the next day.
Yeah,
his
great
motorcade route.
day, his motorcade route.
So we get pulled over. There's all these fucking lieutenants and it's all white shirt cops. And they took us to the Tombs, and it was a Thursday, and it was Thursday at like 5:30. I had a gig, of course, that I didn't make, and they couldn't think of what to charge us with. So Friday at like 7:30 p.m., 27 hours later. Me and Lewis were smokers at the time, so I'm fucking
pole.
At the time.
I was craving a cigarette so desperately, and I had to shit, but it was filthy. And luckily, they knew that the inmates, there was like 9 of us that went in, kind of heard of what we were there for. So they thought it was kind of cool. Like, you had a bus full of naked girls. Like, they were more interested in hearing why we were there than beating the shit out of us.
Yeah, motherfuckers, that's what we're in for.
But in that one, they're all going to see the judge. So it was almost like people don't really want to fight right there.
Right, they just want to get out.
They want to get the fuck out. But had that been a Friday, I would have spent the weekend. Dude, 27 hours.
You must have been going nuts.
I don't even want to cheat on my taxes. It fucking freaked me out so badly. That's all it took.
If you don't take that as a warning.
Oh, it sucked.
You know, and on top of that, when I got charged, it's called a wet.
Talk slower.
Wet driving. Wet reckless is what it's called. It's not a DUI. It's a step under. But if you get a second DUI, it counts as 2.
Okay.
And then I had to go to 8 AA meetings.
Jesus.
That was, and then plus like a $10,000 fine. It was brutal. But I went to the AA meetings, and the first couple times, like, they open the meeting, one guy will talk for a bit, and then they take a break right off the bat. You can get your little card signed and then split after like 20 minutes. So the first 2 or 3 times I did that. Then the 4th time, I had to stay to, I don't know, read something or whatever. And then I heard these stories of these people that had everything, then got in a DUI, killed somebody.
Wow.
One crime ever was like hitting somebody, T-boning them, and then losing everything. And it was like, after those 8 meetings, I was like, I am never, ever driving drunk again. I don't care if I have 1 drink. I will never do it again.
No.
Yeah.
If you don't learn your lesson after getting 1 and spending time in jail, you are a fucking
You know
idiot.
what the fucked up thing is sometimes you just can't afford to not drive. Which,
well, I know.
It doesn't make sense, but I mean, I thank God now I have the means to call a car service, leave my car somewhere, and fucking then pick it up the next day.
Right.
Like, I will not, and believe me, I spent a lot of my time drinking.
Yes.
So
and a lot of your time driving.
But I will not fucking drive drunk anymore.
There are people
way.
that wake up in jail and have no memory of what they did. Like, they drove and they killed somebody.
Yeah, can you imagine?
That's the worst.
Imagine that. It's like, I didn't even
it's
know
so
what
not
happened.
dramatic. It's not like a going out with it. It's just like you
Hey,
fucking
where
run
am
over
I?
somebody in a crosswalk.
What was I
just
pissing?
imagine that feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
What,
the
did
worst.
cops catch me pissing or something? What did I do? What?
Yeah,
you killed somebody, a whole family.
What?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And it's never like a toothless crackhead you kill. It's always like the guy that was on the road to cure cancer.
Wonderful.
It's always like the perfect father.
Wonderful
10-year-old kid or something.
It's
So
never
if,
just
if you get one thing from today's show, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, don't drink and drive. It's not a cliche. Don't do it.
New York, it's so much easier. I
great.
don't drive anywhere, but when I go to LA, I'm like, what do you guys do? You just stop drinking? They're like, yeah, we just stop drinking.
And then you have to call for a cab?
Why are you alive?
Yeah, you got to call. You can't even hail a cab. Why are you alive?
Yeah.
What do you do out
what
here?
What are your plans for life?
All right.
By the way, E-Rock just told us in our earphones that Chris has to go, so I don't know if you have people outside pulling you. E-Rock?
He's got another show he's doing here.
Oh, okay.
He's doing the wrestling show.
Okay, I got a couple shows.
That's
I'm
a
making
weird
the
fit.
rounds today. That's a strange fit.
Strange fit.
Anybody call for me, E-Rock?
Not yet.
Oh, Amy.
But Chris is promoting WrestleMania this Sunday,
course.
which
Sunday.
I'm really looking forward to going to my first one.
Which is going to be great. And then Robot Combat League, which
Combat
is
League.
Tuesdays at 10 and Fridays at 10. They replay it after SmackDown, and that's getting ready for the season finale in a week and a half.
Yeah.
So, it's been a good, it's always fun to come
A lot
see
of
you guys,
fun, man. Chris, thanks so much.
Sam,
And,
as always, you got to shut the fuck up, man.
I know.
Sam.
I get a little yappy sometimes.
Is this your playlist, Jimmy, for this week?
I'm making a few changes, though.
Okay.
Yes.
See, Jimmy and I both have radio shows, too. Jim's is really good. I listen to it all the time on the Boneyard.
Yes.
where you
Boneyard.
fit again? Kajagoogoo's too shy.
No, I open and close with that every week.
Boston more than a filling. It's the dentist
This
version.
illiterate. Look at Leonard Skinner. Leonard Skinland. SKNLAND. Simple man.
Skinland.
And he misspelled simpleton. That's what he is.
Oh my God.
No, there you go. Yeah, good show. My show's on 6 Cents Saturdays at 5
On Nikki's channel.
Yes.
So it's always
Indeedy
fun.
do. Very cool.
Very cool.
Thanks,
Thanks,
and,
guys.
Amy, what do you got
Amy's got
going
a lot
on?
of stuff.
Nothing. I just
What?
I'm here. I'm going to be here again.
Oh,
I bet.
At some
Yeah.
point.
Well, this is my TV show.
TV show.
April
Very
30th.
psyched.
Yeah.
Is it
and
a
I'm on the
special?
road a bunch. If you go to my.
Is it a special like this skit?
No, it's a
stand-up?
It's a series.
10-episode
TV show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Series.
And it's funny. It's like I read some of it. It's fucking really, really fun. It's like one of those
Jimmy
things
is
where
hilarious
we
on
had
it.
one scene. Me and Bobby Kelly were in it, and Bobby saw it. I can't watch myself, but he said he loved
you have
it.
to watch it, and there are all the outtakes. We laughed harder that day.
Oh, my God.
We just kept blowing it. These two creepies also kind of just come upon me. Wait, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Kind of a show is this?
No, we have to.
It's
We
on
have to
Cinemax.
It's odd, yeah.
We come into view. We come into frame around Amy's face. Me and Bobby and it was
It's like
just
a pier.
We kept laughing, and I kept being afraid that I was going to ruin this show. It was her pilot.
We only had
hasn't
like
aired
2
yet.
usable takes. So we were laughing so much.
You know how this biz
Still
works.
have a chance,
Hello.
Jimmy.
Hey, see?
Yeah, we get it, Anthony.
Nah, I mean, come on, it was good. And I'm at Caroline's April 11 through 14, and tonight I'm hosting that live show on Access TV at the Gotham Comedy Club.
Nice.
I think it's 8 o'clock on Access. I'm not sure.
I think it's later than that.
Is it later?
I think so.
Maybe.
Everyone's so busy.
Maybe you should be Jimmy's
AXS.
publicist. Amy knows
What
more about
time?
your schedule than you do.
It's 10 o'clock tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have learned that before. Oh, nerds.
Your call time's probably like now. You know, they get so scared.
Yeah, we
they
need
want
camera
people
blocking.
Are you staying for the after show with Sam Roberts?
No, she's not.
No.
She's welcome.
I don't
Does
know, I wanna
anybody
get
stay?
breakfast. Can you guys get breakfast?
Did any listeners stay for the after show with Sam Roberts?
I'll meet you at Anthony's house.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sometimes Anthony listens, but beyond that,
I listen on the way home just to. I need something more annoying than the traffic.
just to distract you from all the people that aren't moving.
Yeah, why are you so quiet when Chris is here? Sam's like all rosy-cheeked and embarrassed.
I know.
He's been like that every time.
He has
Are
a
you all
semi.
starstruck?
He's wearing his denim on denim outfit.
Nice.
I didn't want to take anything away from you
Yeah,
guys.
come on, Springsteen shirt. Why don't you talk to Chris?
I have watched Sam grow from a young lad.
Yeah. we
Yeah.
all
How
have.
old are you now?
To an
I'm
older
29.
woman.
So I met you when you were like 17.
I don't know.
18.
Yeah.
I met you the first time at an autograph signing, and I was like 15.
Okay, so there you go. I remember you had the
It's
exact
getting
same hair.
creepier and worse.
Yeah. I took you up for ice cream after. I
Yeah,
recall.
which was really, really nice.
Held
It
hands.
was an ice cream, sir.
He was worth something when he was adorable.
Yeah.
You know, now he's got whiskers.
Yeah.
Time has been unkind
Sam's
to you.
creepy.
What's the matter, E-Rock? What, E-Rock?
Chris has to go.
Oh,
jeez,
All
all
right.
right.
Stop booting our guests.
All
right. We're just getting somewhere.
We're all
I
gonna
know,
take
just
off.
go- we just
Amy,
opened the door here.
Thank you
It's
so
an
much
honor.
for popping in. We want to see more of you. I like
Me
when you're on the
too.
show. You're a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Very good. Sam Roberts, stay tuned for the Sam Roberts show.
Please.
And I'm telling you to stay tuned for your own show.
For God's sakes, please.
Anyone.
So anyone.
If anyone's out there.
E-Rock, thanks for whatever you do.
Exactly.
And of
E-Rock
course,
is still
Jimmy Norton.
breathing?
And we'll be back tomorrow. Opie's going to be in tomorrow?
Yeah, you should be.
Allegedly.
There you go.
We'll see how
Better
the
be.
doctor's visit goes.
Here he goes. Why? What was it, Jim?
It's just something to do with it was something like X-Pac's thing where his asshole had burst outward.
Oh,
But he got it. But he just got it. Yeah, but he just got it on the couch. I don't know how he did it.
Sitting on the couch.
He was
and-
playing jacks and he sat on one.
All right, well, we hope that gets better by tomorrow, and Opie comes in. So, all right, take it easy. See you.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
Bye, 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 bye.